Hello, so good to see you. You guys are looking good today. Okay, today we're talking a little bit about the causes of the American Revolution. I probably won't be able to get through all of those, so we'll probably have a part two tomorrow. Um, Now, remember, when I say we, I'm always thinking of us as being the colonists, the subjects of England. That's our mother country, okay? Now, here are some of the big reasons why we had to fight England for independence. The French and Indian War, also known as the Seven Years' War, unfair taxes, the Boston Massacre. Woo, is that hyperbole? We'll find out. The Boston Tea Party. There's a lot of things going on in Boston during these times. The Coercive Acts and taxation without representation. All right, French and Indian War. This took place in 1754 to 1763. They also call it the 7 Years' War, but and you look at those dates, I don't know if that adds up to 7 years. But apparently, the beginning of the war was 1756, technically, to 1763. And this was a war that we fought, not the French versus the Indians, but it was us. Once again, I'm thinking of us as the colonists in England fighting against France with the help of some Indians. Yeah, France had some help with some Indian tribes. Okay. Now, there were a couple famous Americans that fought against the French and the Indians. Daniel Boone, used to watch that show when I was a kid, and Mr. George Washington. How about that? How could we lose with those two guys on our side, right? Now, this map shows you what we're fighting for and what we won. All that pink area up here, that's a lot of land. Holy smokes. Was fought over. It was the land between here's the Mississippi River, that's a natural border right there, between the Mississippi River and over here would be the Appalachian Mountains. So all this land was won by England from France. And it was awarded to them, I should say, in the Paris Treaty, also known as the Treaty of Paris, in 1763. Treaty of Paris. There were a lot of those. Okay. So we got all the pink. We had the red already, right? And then Spain, who was also helping out France, they got all the land west, not all the land, but a lot of the land west of the Mississippi here. Spain got that. They already had the land down here, this tan area, or brown, camel. All right. So now we won. Thank goodness, right? We just increased the size of our country about threefold, right? Okay. Here are the 13 colonies. Keep that in mind. England wanted its subjects, the colonists, to stay here. They did not want them going over the Appalachians and starting to claim land and settle out this area here for a couple reasons. One, they didn't think they could protect them out here. There's still a lot of Native American tribes out here. Okay. So they didn't think they could protect them. There's just too much land. And also, if they're going to start taxing us, how are they going to get taxes from these people living out here in the wilderness? Couldn't do it, right? Okay. Keep in mind, wars are really expensive. Okay. As you know, at least you know now. And that's one of the biggest reasons why England started taxing the colonists. They hadn't been taxed before at all. So going from zero taxes to taxes on paper goods, taxes on sugar was a big deal for the colonists. Speaking of unfair taxes, hey, look at that. We've got the Sugar Act, which taxed not just sugar, but molasses. That really got the kids riled up, right? Oh, they love their sugar. We got the Stamp Act, which taxed all paper products, newspapers, magazines, documents, even playing cards got taxed. So that was a burden. And there is the actual 1 penny stamp that would go on those paper products. All right, we're going to see you back tomorrow for the rest of these causes. Time's up. Come on back.